guys, it's a short video here right now. We just finished the Valleys to Extreme Enduro event and it was fantastic. Really well organised and proper hard, and that's why we do extreme events like that. I'm not the fastest guy, like I told you in the first place. However, I really enjoyed it. Result was I got a bronze finish, so that's what I set out to get to. I wanted a bronze finish, and we got one. But it was gnarly. But that's what's to be expected from these type of events, and if that's why they call it extreme, and it was, in all fairness, and really well mapped out course. But yeah, at times, sometimes you think, I hate this, but when you finished it, you think, wow, that was fantastic. Now, a couple of mistakes I made was on the qualifying. I put my not my GoPro, I'm using the Action 3. I put that into time lapse, so that was basically the quickest lap everyone's ever done in the world. So I'm not going to put it on my channel because it's just so fast. It's on time lapse. Today I was going to put my Action 3 on my helmet, but I forgot my mountain bracket, because when you're doing these events, so many things are running through your head. You've got to get up early at 6 o'clock. It's raining. I went up there, it's raining, it's fog. You think, oh my god, why am I doing this? And then you get to the pits, it's a quagmire, it's wet, but hey, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Fact. So yeah, I forgot that. But what I didn't forget was the beta, and had that well prepped. I had the Mitas Ice tire on it, and I can tell you now that performed fantastically. Guys are spinning up on the rocks, spinning up on this, that, and other. This tire, in conjunction with the beta, because I need to find out if it's. I know the tire is good. However, I need to find out if it's the beta in rain mode or it's the tire. But I know this tire was good because I rode the beta in rain mode with just a bog standard tire, and it was good. However, today, really, this bike set itself aside. When guys were having real trouble through the rock garden and stuff like that, this thing just got traction. Yeah. And that's what I bought it for. So the KTM is for more hare and hounds and fast racing and stuff like that. This is bought for more the extreme stuff, and also for Sea to Sky, where you're riding for 4 days and conditions that are quite gnarly. You want something that's easy to ride. But I love my KTM, and that is my go-to bike most of the time. So I'll be probably riding the KTM more than the beta. However, when it comes to extreme stuff, this puppy comes out. Yeah, so have a look at it now. It's the tire is pretty. It hasn't rounded its edges at all, which I'm really surprised of. I thought these had been rounded, but then again, it wasn't spinning up on anything. It just was gripping. I mean, look at that knobs. I mean, you got other tires like the Kenda, etc. IBX, which is a great tire, really soft. But this, on those rocks, when you go on the fire tracks, some tires will just rip these off. However, this hasn't happened. So really impressed with the tire, and it's been my friend today. So great tire to use for this type of extreme event. Apart from that, the bike ran perfectly, and as you can see, hopefully I've got to wash it down now, and see what the condition of it is like underneath. Couple of things I didn't like on it. The rear brake is not a lot of feel compared to the KTM rear brake. So using Nissan, and the front brake is really sharp, so you've got to be really careful how you use the front brake. But the rear brake just lacked feel. The suspension was on the qualifying downright scary. Yeah. The guys were coming flying past me. I was trying to keep up and push, but the bite was just like, and that is a known fact of the xtrainer. It's not designed for people to be riding super fast. It's great in the woods, it's great in tight gnarly sections, great in tight sections, but open track, that's not what it's about. And people say, oh, we upgrade the suspension and then spend thousands. Well, you might have as well bought an RR or a KTM. So just look at what the bike's designed for, and the bike was designed for what it's doing today, and not necessarily what it was designed for on the qualifying, but you can only use the bike you're qualifying on for the main race. So if I had a choice, I'd use the KTM for qualifying and then I'd gone to the beta. But that's not. Gripper seat, this is a new gripper seat that Sam's selling. I tell you what, if you're not using a gripper seat, I suggest you get one. It keeps you in that saddle and stops you slipping. Absolutely amazing compared to the standard seat on there. Apart from that, the bike has performed fantastic. You know, you think of the value of this bike, this is £6,495. Yeah, consider the cost of a KTM, Husky, Gas, or whatever it is. It's such value for money, and it hasn't failed at all. Yes, there is bits on it that I don't like. However, a couple of quid spent here and there to improve it, but just don't try to change it from what it is. It is a cross trainer. It's there to be both trials and enduro. It's not a pure enduro bike. If you want a pure enduro bike, go and buy one. This is designed to do a bit of it all, but generally for the gnarly stuff, technical stuff, and all that kind of stuff. And it performs perfect in that. And that's why I've kept my two bikes. Bit spoilt, yes, but I have saved money for it and worked hard, so why not? Yeah. Any other issues? The rattling from the rear chain. Find out why that was happening. It's just chain slap, that's all it is, and it was adjusted perfectly. So don't know why. However, and what's it? Again, the suspension is very plush. Strap worked great on a couple of occasions that was required. Apart from that, we'll see what she looks like after she's been washed down. But thank you guys from the Valleys Extreme. That was a great event. Really enjoyed it, and some guys were flying. You know, go and look on YouTube and you'll see them absolutely hammering. There was a hill coming up and these guys were getting 8-9 feet in the air. Insane. Yeah, I'm not that guy. What I do is I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to my Sunday dinner. However, I've got to get this all cleaned up. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed my little preview on the beta, how it worked. The AXP skid plate worked great. But we'll see what it looks like when it's been jet washed. Anyway, bye for now. Hi guys, this is just after the jet wash, after the extreme event, and I just want to show you what the damage is on the bike. People say that the plastics on these bikes are brittle. I defy you not. It stood up really well. So yeah, a couple of little marks here and there. But what is amazing is the exhaust has not got one dent in it, which to me, I was expecting that to be absolutely battered, but no, it's not, and it's come up brilliant. AXP bash plate, protect everything. However, I wanted to fit engine guards on it, and that's why. Got a nice little ding on the engine guard, but the engine cases have stood up pretty well there and stood that impact. The pegs, the Moto's pegs here, titanium, really grippy, really sharp, hence my thumbs cut with got lots of lacerations in it when I was working on the bike and just hit that. They are super grippy, super strong, and did not bend. I think the frame would bend before these will bend, yeah, to be honest, so that's great. Apart from that, the bike has actually got no damage on it whatsoever. Yeah, it is looking pretty clean, considering what it went through. Yeah, So really happy. Plastics, again, the only thing was Beta renowned for crap decals. Yeah, so the decal lifted. Not really worried about that, to be honest. I was worried about having this is like a plastic composite subframe. I'm used to like metal subframes on the KTM. I'm thinking, God, if this takes a real hit, it's gonna break. And those guys on the race, there was literally back of the bikes were off, subframes trashed, no problems at all. To be honest, in all fairness, I only dropped it about 3 times. One was a right clanger in the rock gardens, but it stood up great and it looks mint considering. Yeah, got a bit of loose plastic off there, off the guard, swing guard. That's because I had to cut it down slightly. However, swing arms still in good nick. I do recommend, however, when you put swing guards on, is get some Gorilla Tape. I'll show you what it is now. It's this type of Gorilla Tape. It's like really thick, clear Gorilla Tape. Put that on your swing arm first, and then put your swing arm protectors on, because the swing arm protectors rub against the swing arm, and it does not scratch it, but make a little bit mess of it. But if you put this on and then put your swing guards on, it really protects the swing arm, and then when you peel it off, it looks like brand new. So this stuff, the Gorilla Tape, is really good for protecting things like that. Apart from that, guys, I'm going to do a review on all the parts on here properly. Time's been short, my workshop is in shit state, but the bike's clean. Good review on the Moto's rad guards, which are super straight and the proper like 3mm thick. I'm going to comparison them to some rad guards I've got in stock that I've used, that I'm now just like, I have a little cupboard here that I put all the old stuff in there, and you'll show the difference between some rad guards you can buy that are okay and rad guards like this. It's like night and day on there. So the AXP bash guard as well, you could put the big aluminum, if you want to be in America, or aluminium exhaust guards on with the bash plate, but it adds so much weight, it's unbelievable. I don't want to add any weight to this bike because it defeats the object of the whole bike itself. So my aim is to probably go down the route of, if I do it, is the Moto's pipe. You can see here, handmade, looks factory, etc, etc. Super strong. Yeah, I did get a dent in it, and I had to blow that out using conventional methods, and I'll go through of how you can blow the dent out, but don't try just using normal gas on it, guys. If you're going to blow a dent on that pipe, it will blow out, but you've got to use MAP gas. You can hopefully see that there. Yeah, MAP gas, which goes about 220 degrees. If you try to use something like this, which will blow out a standard pipe, which is just like, what is this now, propane? Yeah, propane. That will blow out a standard KTM pipe or something like that. Will not blow out a super strong pipe like the Moto's pipe. You need to use MAP gas, and then it will blow out. Okay, but yeah, super strong pipe on there, and that's something I'm looking at. Like I say, I like to do my research. One thing I didn't mention is the mitigator system on the bike. And the mitigator is very much like what you've probably seen before, which is here from the xtrainer, which is on the KTM. So I try to change up. I always like to change things up a bit and test something. So got xtrainers on the KTM, which are fantastic. And then we went to the mitigator here system, yeah, which is like the X-Trigs, but it's a lot softer. In fact, when I was riding, I thought the bars, I thought it was loose. I mean, you could see the movement there going on, yeah. However, when you're going down the hills, this system here really takes it out, you know, releases it from your arms. If you're doing a long enduro event, you get a lot of vibrations from the bike. I did a 24-hour dawn to dusk on the KTM. I didn't have the X-Trigs fitted, and I had carpal tunnel syndrome after it, and I couldn't feel my right hand for 6 months, and my left hand was good after about 2 months. With this here, I got no vibrations through the bike at all. It had a nice bit of movement on there. Yeah, you can probably see that moving. Push it down if you can't. I'll do a more detailed review. Mitigator, it's not cheap, but hell, it's really well engineered. So really happy with that, etc. on that. Apart from that, the bike looks in bloody good shape, I think, considering what's been through. Yeah. And those rad guards are totally, utterly straight. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll go in more detail on it. I'll even measure them compared to the standard rad guards. Put this over here. Let's do that. So I'll get I've got like rad guards I've used before. We'll get them out. We'll compare them. We'll get out a fully aluminum bash guard and engine protector, exhaust protector, and look at that as well, and probably weigh it and look at why I would use it and why I wouldn't use it. But the whole point of this was just so light and tractable. So don't want to put too much stuff on it, but hell, it stood up to the test. Yeah. So don't believe what you hear about how brittle the plastics are. It stood up really well. Okay, so anyway, hope everyone's enjoying it. And the next sort of like vlog, or certainly on my channel, I'm going to be is actually riding the bike up in the sort of what you call the extreme sections in the area what I ride, and just show you how it actually rides. The bike actually rides, and there'll be no editing on that as well. So it's not this case, oh, I'll go up a section and I'll mess that up and I'll come back down again. No, it'll be, this is how it goes, and then you'll be able to see how the bike rides. And then when we've done that, then we'll move. We're going to switch fire straight away. The beat is going to go then into the corner over there, and then we'll get the KTM out and show you the KTM. All the mods have done that to make it, which I tried to make the KTM more like the Beta, so lots of traction, and it does work. However, when you pick the bikes up, you do notice a weight difference. Yeah, I'll be using the Beta of the KTM for a lot of hare hounds and stuff like that. But I really want to show you what I've done to the KTM, because I do believe that bike is amazing. It's got a lot of mods on it, and a lot of mods that not there just for bling. Don't go into bling. They're there for a reason. Okay, so stay tuned, because the one after this is actually going to be out on the trail. Okay, so anyway, hope you like it. Like and subscribe. See you soon. Pete 2 Wheels.